Hello everyone and welcome to this video. I'm going to talk about discharge of contract. This is one of the important topic of Indian Contract Act that we are going to discuss about when the contract is going to be discharged. And what is the meaning of discharge? Simply you can understand that discharge means comes to an end, that terminated. And discharge of contract means when the contract comes to an end. Simply you can say contract is to be discharged that when the rights and obligations of parties have to be fulfilled. And here we have some various modes of discharge that I am going to tell you. So one of the definition of discharge of contract, say that the termination of the contract and contractual obligations and the court order or mutual agreement are caused by breach of contract and violation of contract and performance of the contract. So simply you can say discharge of the contract means termination of contractual relationship between the parties to a contract. That a contract is said to be discharged when the rights and obligations of the party under the contract comes to an end. So here I tell you what are the modes the contract comes to an end. Before that, why we need the discharge of contract? That for ending a legal obligation of both the parties by performing the contract. So it comes to an end by the performance and putting end to the existing contract in which the party refuses to perform. So and in order to terminate the contract which does not possess any end, and to provide remedial or compensation to the aggrieved party by the court, and to reduce the burden of the Indian judiciary. So these are the things that we need a discharge of contract. And simply you can say that these modes are like discharge of contract, discharge by performance, discharge by agreement, discharge by impossibility of performance, discharge by lapse of time, discharge by operation of law, discharge by breach of contract. So what are the modes of discharge of contract? We can say discharge by performance, discharge by agreement, discharge by impossibility, and discharge by lapse of time, and discharge by operation of law, and discharge by breach of contract. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is discharge by performance. This is the usual mode of discharge of the contract, that both the parties should fulfill their obligation, they are doing their performance, then the contract comes to an end. The contract is said to be when parties of the contract to perform their respective obligation which they have agreed to do. And here we have two types of performance, that is first one is actual performance and second one is attempted performance. So actual performance means a contract is said to be discharged by actual performance when the parties to the contract perform their promises in accordance with the terms of the contract. So if their obligation, that performance comes to an end, and that we can say is an actual performance. And attempted performance means contract discharged by attempted performance when the promisor has made an offer of performance to do a promise, but it has not been accepted by the promisee. So that is also you can say that attempted performance. Both the way is you can say discharged by performance. And then next one, discharged by agreement. So this is also one of the term that discharge by agreement or consent. And you can say that if you have a mutual agreement between the parties, or right and obligations created by the agreement can be discharged without the performance by means of another agreement between the parties. So we can say these are the discharge by agreement. So here the original contract is discharged when the parties enter into the fresh contract in place of original contract. What are these modes that contract so going to create a new one means? That is, first one is novation, and second is rescission, and third is alteration, and fourth remission, fifth waiver, and sixth merger. So these are the modes. Suppose if you do all those things, and that will be discharged by agreement, and it will be going to be a new contract. So what is novation? So novation means substituting a new contract to the old one. Suppose if you substitute something to the contract, and that will be, the old contract will be terminated, and that new contract will be created. That is, we are saying novation. For example, A is indebted to B and B to C. By mutual agreement, B's debt is to C and A's debt to B is cancelled, and C accept the A's his debtor. This is a novation that we can say. That is, here we are substituting a new one. And second, rescission. So rescission means cancellation. Simply you can say that cancellation of the contract. So rescission is the cancellation of the original contract. The contract may be discharged before the date of performance by agreement between the parties to the effect that it shall no longer bind them. Such agreement amount to rescission, that is cancellation of the contract. For example, A promises to supply certain goods to B on a certain day. Before the actual date of the performance, A and B mutually agree that the contract will be performed. That the contract will not be performed. The contract is resigned. That both the parties mutually agreed and cancelled their contract. And if they can cancel their contract, and that is contract, it comes to an end or terminated, that is discharged. And next one, alteration. So if alteration means change in the in one or more of the material terms of the contract, and if you have changes in that contract, and that will be formed a new contract. This changes may be material or non-material. The alteration is valid when it is made with the consent of the parties, and without the consent of the parties, if you made any alteration, that is not a valid one. For example, A enter into the contract with B for supply of machine at his warehouse on 1st February. Later, both A and B agrees to postpone the date of the delivery to 1st March. This changes amount to a alteration of the contract, and that is, they already have a contract like delivery to the March 1. So that is the old contract is terminated. Then next one, remission. So remission means accepting the lesser performance. That is the acceptance of the lesser sum than what was contracted for a lesser fulfillment of the promise made. That every promise may dispute with the remit full or in part the performance of the promise made to him, or may extend the time for which performance, may accept the instant of the any satisfaction which he think fit, and it is an unilateral act that promises discharged the obligation of the other party. For example, A owes B rupees 5,000. A pays rupees B to accept the satisfaction of the whole debt rupees 2,000 paid at the time of the place which 5,000 were payable. The whole debt is discharged. Suppose if you accept the lesser performance, then the contract is said to be the discharged, and it is you can say it's a remission. And then next one is waiver. So waiver means abandonment of a right which is person is entitled to. So that is waiver means abandon the rights. So where the party waives his rights under the contract, the other party is released of his obligations. Waiver is nothing unless it amount to release. For example, A agrees to repair the car of B. B later forbid A to repair the car. A is no longer bound to perform the promise, thus the contract is terminated by the waiver. The next one is merger. So suppose if you merge rights, inferior rights occurring to a party to contract merge into a superior right occurring to the same party, and the contract will be terminated, and that contract will be comes to an end. For example, A purchases a house which he was having on lease. His rights as a lessee will merge into his rights as a owner, as a right of the lessee is inferior to the rights of the owner. So that we can say it's a merger, and automatically the contract is terminated, that is discharged. So these are the ways that contract are discharged by the agreement: novation, rescission, alteration, remission, waiver, and merger. Next we discuss about discharge by impossibility. So that we can say discharge by impossibility of performance. And suppose we have a contract like something is not possible, and that contract automatically discharged by the impossibility of performance. So a contract is discharged if it is performance becomes an impossible. So simply you can say there is no questions of discharge of a contract which is entered into the perform the something that is obviously impossible. For example, if you have a contract creating a child by a magic or doing something by a magic, and we cannot have to make the performance here. So this is always terminated, and we cannot because it is not possible to create a child by a magic. So this like this contract we can say void of initio, that is starting itself it's a voidable contract. This impossibility may be in two ways, that is initial impossibility and subsequent impossibilities. So these subsequent impossibilities are restriction of subject matter, death or personal incapability, and change of law, and declaration of war, failure of free condition. So these are the conditions that contract automatically discharged by impossibility of performance. So here, when impossibility of performance is not an excuse, and suppose if you say that impossibility of the contract and that is not an excuse, the following ways: that difficult of performance, and if you say that contract is going to be difficult, that is the reason that you are not going to be performed, and that is not an excusable, that due to some uncontemplated events or delays. And then next one, commercial impossibilities. Maybe some changes will happen in the market, and if you have a changes is there and that will affect your business, you cannot say that you are not possible to perform the contract, and you must perform the contract. And the next one, impossibility due to the failure of the third person or whose work the promises are lead, and you cannot say that the third persons will not perform, that is the reason you are not performing your contract. So you have to fulfill your obligation, and even if it is failure of the third person. And then strikes, lockout, civil, and unless the parties have the specified agree in these records at the formation of the contract. And these much times you may have some difficult to perform, even though that impossibilities will not an excuse. Then failure of the one of the object where other the several objects does not the in discharge the contract. Suppose if you have more than an object and one object is failure and that another object is also used to fulfill the contract, and we cannot say that you cannot perform the contract. So these are the ways that we cannot give the excuse for this following ways. Next, discharge by lapse of time. So that the contract is also discharged by lapse of time, and both the parties suppose have to be performed within the specified time. Suppose if the contract is not performed within the specified time, and that parties should sue in the court and within the 3 years, and even if it is not fulfilled and that they are not sue in the court, and this contract automatically discharged by lapse of time. That is, we can say Limitations Act 1963 clearly state that the contract should be performed within a specified time called a period of limitation. If it is not performed and if it promise takes no actions within the limitation time, then he deprived of his remedies at a law. So that is the you have to take some sue in the court. Suppose if you are not taken anything that, and that both the parties have to be discharged by lapse of time. Next we discuss about discharge by operation of law. Certain circumstances, and if you have anything in that contract, and automatically the contract is discharged by the operation of law. These circumstances are death of the person, an unauthorized material alteration, a merger, insolvency, unauthorized alteration of the terms of the written agreement, rights and liabilities become vested in the same person. So suppose doing happen like this, no, this is automatically discharged by the operation law. The contract is automatically comes to an end. Next we discuss about a discharge by breach of contract. So what is my breach of contract? Simply you can say refuse to do the contract or failed to do the contract. And if you refuse to do the contract, and that we can say that discharged by the breach of contract. Suppose if you are not doing that contract, automatically the contract is discharged by breach of contract. The parties to the contract failure of their obligation to do in the contract, and that we can say is a breach of contract. So they have committed a breach of contract, and breach is also a method of discharge of contract. So breach of contract discharges the aggrieved party that performing his obligation. So this breach of contract may be an actual breach or anticipatory breach. So what is my actual breach? So actual breach means at the time of when the performance is due and during the performance of the contract. Maybe happen in two ways, that is at the time of when the performance is due and during the performance of a contract. So at the time when the performance is due, that we can say that actual breach of contract occurs at the time of when the performance is due, when one party fails to refuse to perform his obligation under the contract. So that is one party that simply refuse to perform his obligations. For example, A agrees to deliver 5 bags of sugar to B on 1st July and fails to do so that date. He is said to have committed a breach of contract. Similarly, on 1st July, a tenders the sugar, but B, for no valid reason, refused to accept them. B becomes the guilty of breach. And then next one is anticipated breach. So it is occurs when a party his obligation under the contract before the time for the performance arrives. It is declarations by one party of his intention not to perform his obligation under the contract. Simply you can say a refusal by the promisor to perform his part of the contract before the due date of the performance. That you can say it's an anticipatory breach of contract. So for this too, we have some remedial measures for breach of contract.